quite wild and remote here, and there's a seal. Right, I've managed to relocate to Brodick seafront. There's a really strong wind coming in today. What are we on? We're on the east side of the island, and it's coming from the north. Yeah, it's only 20 to 9, and I was hoping that I would find loads of easy spaces to get into, and I couldn't quite get in where I wanted to on the really flat bit, because every time I tried to reverse into a place, a load of cars came along, and it just, you just end up blocking the road, and it's very difficult to get it in first time between two sort of cars. But I ended up just turning around and waiting for about a minute, and someone pulled out of one of the spaces, which left a 3 wide space for me to get into, and I only had to stop once to let someone by, and now I'm in. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill out, have a cup of coffee, see what this weather does, go and have a look at that shop. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay here all day. If it was sunny, it would be quite nice to just walk around on the beach and stuff, but if it's gonna be pissing with rain, not sure. I might go for a drive, but yeah, we'll see. Right, got away fairly unscathed in the shopping department. Yeah, Arran active, really interesting. I find it really interesting going to shops in different areas, and a lot of them have different keep different makes in stock, and they've got some really good like low alpine bum bags in there that I thought I might be able to use for days where I don't want to wear an ultra vest, but I want something to hold my poles. I've got a waistband, but you can't carry any water with it, and my hydration could do with improving kind of thing, really, especially when it's hot. But yeah, so I bought these mountain equipment shorts. I've been after a bright coloured pair of shorts for some time. Sorry, I was just squashing a midge. Yeah, and these were in there at a decent price. They've got 4 zips, so when I'm in the van I need lots and lots of zips, because I always take my wallet, my phone and my keys with me, and I need to make sure they're safe, obviously. And I bought a smidge head net. I'm pretty sure I've got one somewhere in my camping gear, but I'm not sure where it is, and I'm not sure I've got it, and I need one here. So yeah, so I'm going to decide what to do next. I think I'm going to go for a little bit of a drive down towards the south and see if I can find a nice lay-by. It's cool here. I mean, it's great that I know that this is here now, because I know it's somewhere I can park for free, and the island's not that big anyway, so if I head down south and can't find anywhere I feel comfortable camping overnight, then I can come back here, use it as a base. But I think it would probably be quite noisy. It's quite a busy road, and I've noticed that I reversed back as far as I dare. Was thinking of going back to touch my wheels against the curb, stopped, double checked, and realised that if I went back about another foot, I would have taken the end of my the pipe for the grey water tank. It would have ripped it off its mountains and broken it, and it would have just dumped everything in the street. And it's half full at the moment. So that's something I need to be really conscious of. It's a bit of a design flaw, really. It might be because we're on a bit of a slope here, and the back of the van is quite low to the ground because of the shape of the grass, the curb and the grass bank. But anyway, so I might grab a quick sandwich first and then go. Well, I've just stopped at a little car park opposite County Carpets in a place called Whiting Bay. It's about halfway between Brodick and the south end of the island. Kidlonan, I think it is, I'm headed for. It's only like 12 miles. It's like the island is only about like 25 miles long. But there's loads of beautiful places. There aren't that many places to stop. I'm in a kind of little village here, so I'm not going to stay here too long. I just want to get a little bit of footage of this. Just trying to give you a feel for what it's like around here. I'm just starting up the west coast now. It's just beautiful. And there should be a place to stop up here. Right, I'm about this little town, little village or town down there called Waterfoot. Just about a mile or so away from it. Just looking at this stunning view across to the mainland. So that's where I'll be taking the ferry. And depending on when my work comes through, I might end up sort of driving down that coastline, working. There are not many places to stop along here, actually. I'm just on the kind of south, on the western edge, but in the southern part of it. Yeah, not many places to pull over and stop. I think I'm just going to grab a little bit of lunch here, looking over this beautiful stretch of coastline. It's suddenly a little bit busier here. There's obviously a little bit of traffic travels in and out of Waterfoot. But yeah, the rain's holding off for the moment as well, but I wouldn't be able to go very high. But yeah, I might end up just driving the whole way around the island. I can go a little bit further and then cut straight across back towards Brodick. But there are a couple of places I could camp for free. Like there's the one at Brodick, there's one up just above Brodick, and then there's one kind of halfway between where I am now and back to Brodick. There's a car park down in this village that apparently you can stay, so I'll probably check that out. I'm not too fussed about doing Goatfell, you know. If I could find a couple of places nice to stay, I would be happy just to kind of chill out for a few days. But yeah, let's get some lunch. I'll take that for a lunchtime view. It's amazing. I've just checked on the map, and that over there's an estuary goes into Campbelltown, and then a place called Gare is kind of over there a bit more. And both of them have facilities for vans by the looks of it. Well, I've had some lunch and I've just been looking through my guidebooks. That, you know, I would quite like to go up Glenrosa, and tomorrow and Friday are the best bets for that. I need to be the kind of opposite end of the island to where I am at the moment, just kind of the northeast corner, which is up towards the ferry. And I'd like to continue around the island. I think I'm gonna carry on driving. There are a couple of places up to about halfway on the west coast, potentially overnight free stops, and then there's a gap there's nothing shown on any of the apps, and then from La Cranza there's potentially a site up there I could stop on, and then if I go back round to the base of Glenrosa, there are a couple of car parks I could stay which are close to where I would start a run tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna continue right around the island up towards La Cranza and around to the northeast, not all the way back to Brodick, and just check out those kind of areas and then go for the run tomorrow. There's also another one I could do near La Cranza where the ferry goes out, that's in a different book called The Scottish Trail Running, by Susie Allison. So yeah, I mean, it's beautiful looking at the views, but I would rather be doing something like keep exploring. So I'm going to continue up the west coast. It'll be good to spot out where the ferry terminal is, and probably just keep going around and stop somewhere, you know, around the early evening, late afternoon, early evening. It's about 2 o'clock now, I think it is, 2 in the afternoon. So yeah, let's do a bit more driving. So I'm about 3/4 of the way up towards La Cranza. That's the Kintyre Peninsula. I think over there is, I think it's called Carradale Harbour. Just quite wild and remote here. Oh, there's a seal. Might stay here tonight actually. I'm a good sort of van and a half's width off the road, there's nothing to say I can't stay overnight here, and it's supposed to be acceptable if you're, you know, if no one can see you, and there are no houses around here, no one can see except the cars passing by. I think I might settle in for the afternoon and just see how it feels later on. There's another camper van parked just off the road a little bit further up, so I get a feeling it might be kind of accepted along here. This is amazing. Wow. So we're just coming up to the Kranza. It's just around this headland, and that must be the ferry going across to Egg to the Kintyre Peninsula. It's interesting because I wouldn't advocate just like driving around a whole island just for the sake of it, you know, for like environmental reasons as well, really, but and just the fact that the infrastructure, especially in that southeast corner, you know, the roads are really tight, and you know, there is a bus service that goes through there. Actually, I suddenly saw some bus signs and some people queued up at a bus stop, and a couple other people rushing down the road with their wheelie kind of trolleys with all their luggage in, and suddenly realised that there must be a bus service around here, expecting it to be a little bus, and it was a full-size coach like you get in a city. And we kind of met, and he saw me coming and just pulled over, but that was quite comical. But yeah, it's just the way it's turning out today. This is a really nice little spot, but I can't stay here overnight. I might just get out and take a little bit more footage. I can see there's a coach coming the other way as well. I'll try and get a little bit more driving footage, because a lot of this road is literally you're driving along on the edge of a beach, and there's, you know, a little bit of verge about a foot wide, and it just drops straight onto the beach, and the sea is just 5-6 meters to your left. It's beautiful around here. Okay, I think I'll just get out and get a little bit more footage. It's watching that seabird struggling into the wind. Made me think of some kind of metaphor for life. You know, go with the wind. Something maybe I could learn from. This is the Kranza. This is where the ferry goes across. Funny, now I'm here, I'm tempted to actually just get on it. I don't think. Well, I wasn't quite expecting that to happen. I seem to have driven around the whole of Arran. There was that really remote campsite or parking up spot that I was thinking, it was right by the edge of the road, or just set back off the road. I thought there was another camper van there, but it was a caravan, and it's been broken into and had the windows smashed out and stuff like. So I didn't feel comfortable about staying there in the end, so I came on. I checked out another couple of places. There was a little lay-by just north of Brodick, but it's quite small and it already had a van in it. I probably could have squeezed on there, but I thought I'd just keep going. And I thought maybe I'd just park up for the night on Brodick seafront, because it's just really easy. But it was just so busy down there. I pulled over, tried to sort of see if I could get in a space, and there was just traffic everywhere. It's just coming up, it's about 4:45. It's like really busy on the road. So I've come up to this viewpoint thing. I've just found, I just sort of pulled up here. One of my fancy chrome hubcaps has come off and is now missing. And I don't know where I'll find another one of those. But I'll keep my eye open for it on the way to the ferry. I'm probably going to hit the ferry tomorrow, and go over to the Kintyre Peninsula. I worked out where the start of this path is up to Goatfell, but I was expecting there to be a bit of a car park and a really obvious path, but there isn't. which makes me wonder whether it is actually a runnable path. Yeah. And the other issue is I've arrived at this camping spot to chill out. I've parked up, so I've got this beautiful view, and it's probably the only place in the whole island that's got no 4G signal, or it's got like occasionally 1 bar, so I can't plan anything. I need to troubleshoot what's wrong with my indicator, because I was trying to pull over with an indicator on. My indicator on the dash was flicking like crazy, which suggests that there's a bulb gone, but both of them were gone. So, don't know, it might be a fuse gone. The road between La Cranza and Brodick is really bumpy. I think that's probably where I lost the hubcap and, you know, damaged the indicator somehow. But I can't troubleshoot that really very well here. I wanted to have a look on the internet, see if I can work out, because I've just had a quick look myself, and it doesn't appear to be blown bulbs from what I can see. So I'm just going to wait until the traffic dies down a bit, and then probably go back down, see if I can get one of those parking spots down on the seafront for the night, and I'll be able to sort of check out this running route up Goatfell, see whether it is a go, because if not, I think I'm just going to drive to La Cranza and get on a ferry. And if I'm going to do that, I can book a ferry online if I've got internet, which I can't do here, so it's quite frustrating. But this is this sort of cyclical sort of series of events that happen. You know, you do something really cool, and then a load of things go pear-shaped. But yeah, there is some kind of rush hour at the moment, so I'm just gonna have a cup of tea and chill out for a bit, and see if I can move down into Brodick later on. I think I'm probably gonna stay there for the night, otherwise I'd be driving around for ages looking for somewhere. But there just aren't that many places to camp up wild on Arran. You know, there are some places over on the west coast you could do, and there are some like car parks, but you know, I decided to carry on. I was hoping that I would be able to find something around on the kind of northeast up by Goatfell, but it didn't work out that way. But we'll see. Right, it gets worse. There's a problem with the ferry. It might not be running tomorrow morning, and from Friday, no, and from, if there's a problem with that ferry, from next Monday to the 11th, the road is closed. So I might need to try and get on it tonight, but it's 4 o'clock, and I don't know how much longer. I need to go down to town and work this out. Fuck. Right, it turns out that there's a problem charging the ferry, and the first couple of trips in the ferry might be cancelled tomorrow morning if they haven't got it sorted out. But it doesn't look as though it's going to be, you know, a permanent thing. It's just like a temporary thing by the looks of it until they get it fixed. But I suppose they're just covering themselves in case they can't fix it this evening. The road just outside La Cranza will be shut all of next week, Monday to Friday, the 7th to the 11th. So it does mean that if there was a problem with the ferry for more than 4 days, I could be, well, I could still get there, but I'd have to drive halfway around the island to get there instead of 12 miles. It looks like there is a path straight up Goatfell from Brodick Castle. I've managed to find by searching on the internet, and it's a well-marked path. So I think I'm going to try and do that tomorrow. I think I'm going to stay on the seafront here at Brodick. Then tomorrow morning I'll go to Brodick Castle, run up and down Goatfell, and then have a shower, and then possibly go for the ferry tomorrow night. I'll keep an eye on their website and see what they say, but it just means that there's potentially a narrow window of 3 days that if I don't go within that time, I get stuck on the island for another 5 days unless I go back the same way on the ferry. And there isn't enough for me to do here for like a week, not unless I was rock climbing or something like that. And now I need to sort out my indicators.